Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of a replay between Myth and We Made Fox Soccer. Gonna go ahead and restart this game right now. We have Soccer now trying to creep out this particular creep camp and now probably getting the level 2 on that Pandirian Brewmaster. Also picking up a Tome of Agility. I don't know if it was +1 or +2. Right now we have that Archmage coming back around that corner trying to creep out this Null Warden camp right here and coming in from that backside in order to not be able to get creep jacked right here. So really nicely done. That Red Drake getting focused down by that Archmage or that Water Elemental right now. I do not think that Red Drake is currently getting healed up, but at the same time I don't think it's really taking any damage right now, so no damage to really heal, and we're gonna have Myth just creep out the bottom creep camps and now creep out the top. Right now we have that Tree of Life finally entangling this gold mine and leaving behind a Gauntlet of Ogre Strength +3 and picking up an additional Ancient of War. Currently seeing that Tree of Ages, so we may just see a mass. No, we have dual Ancient of Lores, excuse me. So dual Ancient of Lores is the tech right now, and now we have a mass Sanctums and Workshop right here. So a single Sanctum and a single Workshop. So tier 2 coming in from the keep down here right now, and now a Mountain King coming out to rejoin on this fight right now. Archmage may transfer that Boost of Speed. Yeah, transferring that Boost of Speed over to that Mountain King in order to have that Mountain King walk a little bit faster and be able to chase down units. Right now we have that the Pandirian Brewmaster with 2 potions of healing, a greater healing, sitting at 500 or like what, 1,000 points of healing right there, and we have those Dryads now coming in. Dryads now focusing on that Priest trying to run away but moving very slowly, getting a Shadow Strike on another Priest, so this is not looking good right now. Bold Breath of Fire, and wow, just able to take down Pandirian Brewmaster getting to level 3, so that level 3 Pandirian Brewmaster with that Breath of Fire is going to be able to deal a lot of damage. Myth really needs to change it up and start producing a lot of Breakers at this point, as Breakers are the only thing that's a really good counter to Mass Fan of Knives and Breath of Fire, so we'll see how this works out. Warden with that Boost of Speed now running across that map, moving relatively quickly, probably going to buy a Potion of Invisibility, yes, Invisibility and a Potion of Invulnerability, so now heading back out, going to try to come into here, perhaps get a Fan of Knives off. Right now I do not see that Arcane site being researched. That's probably a good investment for Myth at this point. Selling the Scroll of Town Portal and picking up a Circuit of Nobility and picking up additional Potion of Lesser Invulnerability right now. The Pandirian Brewmaster trying to creep out this Red Drake over here. That Red Drake taking a lot of that damage right now, trying to fight back against more of those units. Warden continuing to push out, perhaps getting a Shadow Strike and a Fan of Knives, dealing a lot of damage to that Mortar Team. Mortar Team down to 32 hit points. Down it goes. Staff of Teleportation, Bolt on that Warden, so that Warden now using a Potion of Invulnerability instead, able to get away. Warden almost level 4 at this point. Pandirian Brewmaster seeing at level 3, going to pick up pick up a Sobi Mask. Not picking up a Sobi Mask. Okay. I know you guys don't like it when I don't talk about tomes, or when I talk about tomes, but a Sobi Mask on a Pandirian Brewmaster, you gotta say, is a very big deal right there. Archmage now seeing that level 3, Ivory Towers being still on that Archmage. Archmage most likely will be able to drop those down. I still do not see any Arcane Sight on those towers yet, so not quite sure how he's going to be able to use those towers if not for Sight for anything else. Right now that Pandirian Brewmaster finally goes back, picks up that Sobi Mask, so that Pandirian Brewmaster has additional mana to use for those Breath of Fires right now. Only 2 sets of Spellbreakers currently out, no additional Spellbreakers, more Spellbreakers being made. Myth now sitting at 79 over 96 food, so that is a very large food army. Soccer sitting at 60 over 60, needs to get some additional Moonwells in order to break into that 70 range in order to make these fights really even. Warden sitting at level 4. Dryads now trying to take down that Red Drake. Red Drake will be taken down with relative ease with that slow poison from those Dryads, and now those Dryads are trying to head back and then going to slowly heal back up against that Drake right now. Archer trying to move back as well. So right now we have that Mortar Team, Spellbreakers, Mountain King, and Archmage. Are they going to pick up a Tavern Hero? I don't think so. Yeah, not going to pick up a Tavern Hero, just standing by that Tavern, wishing that they can hire a friend right there. Right now Priest now coming in, Sorceresses, Spellbreakers. That's a very good army at this point. Mortar Team sitting at 0-0, Spellbreaker sitting at 0-1. That's a very interesting usage of... Oh wow, Dryads now coming, and those Dryads going to be taken down. Are those Dryads going to be pushed out back? No, Dryads are not going to be pushed back, and more Ivory Towers now being put into position here. So we'll see how those Ivory Towers are used. Staff of Teleportation being used by that Warden, and now those Dryads continuing to fight back right here. It's a 2v1, or it's a pincer attack with those guard towers currently trying to be built right now. Mortar Teams stuck back over here. Breath of Fire hitting a lot of those units, and Myth is not going to be looking well in this fight right now. Peasants now trying to fight back even more. Spellbreakers trying to feed back against that Pandirian Brewmaster. More fighting happening underway, and a Scroll of Healing being used. Archmage sitting at level 3. Mountain King nowhere to be. Oh, Mountain King sitting at level 1 right now. Warden sitting at level 4, and that Pandirian Brewmaster sitting at level level 1 right now. Dryads are now getting taken down. One scout tower getting quickly taken down. Another scout tower going to be taken down in just a moment. But bolt on that Warden, and now those towers are going to be coming into play. So here comes those towers, and those peasants desperately trying to repair those towers right now. Let's see if it's really going to be able to work. And 2 towers are going to be up and running. There is not enough mortar teams to really push into this position right now, unfortunately. And that Warden is able to hide. So yeah, really not investing in that true site was a really bad move by Myth. Myth would be able to take out that right now, and still not investing in that true site yet. Not quite sure. There's a flare, I think, and a flare was used, and I think that Warden instead was able to blink out. Yeah, able to blink out in just a second right now. So guard tower is sitting with that level 2 masonry, or masonry. Is it masonry? Masonry upgrade right now, and more peasants now being built into play right now. A single mortar team and that archmage now trying to come back in. Scroll of healing right here, and we'll see if he's going to be able to really do anything. Now trying to clear out some of those towers. So here comes another fight. Pandering Master waiting for that breath of fire. Not doing a breath of fire yet. Drunken Haze, breath of fire, hitting a lot of those casters right there. Another fan of knives hitting more of those casters. And Soccer just in a really bad position right now. Those guard towers still dealing a lot of that damage right now. And that mortar team, if it can get into position and get into here and continue to push in, Soccer is going to have a hard time in this fight right now. Pandering Brewmaster down to 142 hit points. And is he going to be able to, no, not able to get a bolt off. And now you use that potion of healing. So Mountain King sitting at level 2 with that potion, or that scroll of healing, along with that Archmage. Archmage no longer has a scroll of healing, excuse me. Breath of fire hitting that footman once again, or hitting that mortar team once again, and those footmen. Footmen are upgraded 0-2, so that's a very interesting upgrade. And now more guard towers. I don't know why that guard tower currently is not being upgraded at this point right now. And those mortar teams trying to come back in. No castle upgrade yet. No castle, no fragmentation charge for those mortar teams, or for those spellbreakers. Or sorry, for those mortar teams. Spellbreakers still trying to come in, and now more fragmentation charge. Dryads and Huntresses just really trying to run away. Breath of fire hitting a lot of those peasants. While these peasants are very low on hit points, but those guard towers are now currently being repaired back up once again right now. We'll see if if this tower rush or this tower build from Myth is really going to be effective or not at this point. So Gauntlets of Warrior Strength being left behind. Soccer seeing that 70/70, getting an Ancient of Wonders down here. So we may have a base abandonment from Soccer. Soccer now getting slowed on that Warden. Warden now trying to come in, and now here comes that Pandaren Brewmaster going to try to do a Breath of Fire, most likely to try to take down these guard towers. These guard towers looking pretty vulnerable at this point, but those mortar teams trying to press into that Tree of Eternity. That Tree of Eternity very low on hit points already, as those mortar teams dealing as much damage as possible. Mortar teams got it down to 300 hit points, 200, 200, 100, 31, and down it goes. No Scroll Town Portal did not, or Strapha teleportation able to work, and Shadow Strike onto that mortar team. Mortar team goes down, level 5 on that Warden, and now more Scout Towers now trying to come into play. I do not know why that Archmage used that Scroll Town Portal. That's a really bad Town Portal, as now Soccer is just going to be able to finish this off and clean this up at this point. Not looking good right now. Soccer now trying to get that Tree of Life. Not upgrading another Tree of Life over here, so the Ancient of Lords are already in play, but well, that's already pretty bad usage of that Town Portal at this point. And Archmage had plenty of hit points, only a single mortar team was low, and that mortar team already lost right there. So wow, really bad by Myth. Myth, I think, could have just continued to push in, take down more of those buildings, perhaps take down a couple more Moonwells and make it supply lock remade Fox Soccer at this point. Archmage sitting at level 4 right now, Mountain King sitting at level 2, into level 5 Warden, and a level 3, level 4 Pandaren Brewmaster, excuse me. So that a Warden now trying to come in, flare, and now Warden is going to have to be pushed to the back right now. Still not using that Arcane Sentry. A little bit surprised by that. Finally getting that Arcane Magic Sentry down here, and now that Warden currently just trying to do some scouting. Dryads now coming into play. Dryads are upgraded 2-2. Huntresses are upgraded 0-0. Those Dryads still not the unit to mass at this point. And now slow being casted on that Warden. Warden, are we going to get a bolt? Bolt, yeah, bolts. No bolt on that Warden. No bolt on the Warden, and the Warden was able to escape with very low hit points. Very nicely done. Where is that Warden? Warden was down to about 200 hit points before that Moonwell, or 150 hit points before that Moonwell gave him some additional, or gave her some additional life. Warden now trying to, Archmage trying to run away. Dryad's going to be able to slow poison this right here. Not looking good. Flying Machine giving True Sight, and those mortar teams are going to start shooting those fragmentation shards, able to deal a lot of damage to those unarmored units. Bolt off on that Huntress. Huntress will be able to escape with no real issue there, though, as that Huntress 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there it goes. Dryad on the other hand taking some damage as well. Slow off on that Huntress. Huntress is down to, ooh, nice Staff of Preservation from behind the trees by Soccer. So Soccer doing a nice job there. Dryad's now trying to run back. Stay tuned for part 3 and the conclusion of this replay between Soccer and Myth here on Secret Valley.